English Leap Podcast.
With your favorite teacher. Hello, everyone, and a huge welcome back to your favorite Teacher's English Leap podcast. This is your go-to space for mastering natural English while we chat about the big and small things in life. I'm Anna, and I'm joined by Jake.
Okay, quick question before we dive deep and get all wise today.
Oh no, that usually means trouble. I'm ready, though.
It does. All right, everyone listening, imagine this. You are standing in a very small, very quiet elevator. There is one other person in there with you. It is just the two of you. You have 6 floors to go. It feels like 6 years. You want to say something, but your brain is currently a blank piece of paper. What do you do?
Oh, the elevator silence. That is the classic nightmare, isn't it? Honestly, I think most people in that situation just suddenly become very, very interested in their own shoes. Or they stare at the floor numbers like it's the most exciting movie they've ever seen. 6, 5, come on, 4.
Exactly. You just turn into a statue. And that is what we are talking about today. Something that sounds so simple but feels so heavy. Small talk. Those tiny conversations that happen in the in-between moments of life.
You know, it's funny because we call it small talk, but the fear people have of it is absolutely massive. It's one of those things where the name really doesn't match the feeling. It's like calling a shark a bitey fish. It's technically true, but it doesn't describe the panic.
Right, you hit the nail on the head there. Because for English learners, it's a double challenge. You aren't just trying to be social, you are trying to be social in a language that isn't your first one. So you're thinking about the weather, but you're also thinking about prepositions and verb tenses and, oh wait, the other person just left the elevator. Opportunity gone.
Yes, opportunity missed. And you know, I've heard so many students say the same thing. They can pass a B2 exam, they can write a professional email, but the moment they have to say, nice day, isn't it, to a neighbor, they freeze. Their mind says, sorry, we are closed for maintenance. Please try again later.
It's so true. Why does that happen? Why does my brain work perfectly when I'm reading a book, but the moment a real human looks at me and expects a sentence, I forget how to speak entirely?
Well, I think it's because small talk feels like a performance. When you're in a classroom, you have a goal. When you're at work, you have a topic. But small talk is open. There are no rules. And that lack of structure makes people feel exposed. You feel like the other person is judging your English, your personality, and maybe even your hair all at the same time.
Oh, wow, the hair too? Now I'm really nervous. But seriously, you're right about the judgment part. I think we feel like we have to be impressive or interesting. We think if we don't have something brilliant to say, we should stay silent.
And that is the biggest mistake. That's what we really want to unpack in this episode. The goal of small talk isn't to be the most interesting person in the world. It's not a TED talk. It's just a bridge. It's a way to say, I see you, you see me, and we are both humans in this space.
I love that, a bridge. But sometimes that bridge feels like it's made of very thin glass and I'm wearing heavy boots. You mentioned something in our notes about being a decorative plant. That really made me laugh because I've definitely been that plant.
Yes, the polite decorative plant. You're just standing there, looking nice, not making any noise, hoping nobody tries to water you. But the problem is, while being a plant is safe, it's also very lonely, and it makes the room feel colder. Small talk is the heater. It warms up the atmosphere.
Okay. I like the heater metaphor better than the plant one. But Anna, let's be real. When you're a learner, the tension is real. You talked about this idea of tension versus fluency. Can we talk about that? Because I feel like if I could just relax, the words would come.
That is exactly it. Tension is the enemy of English. When you're tense, your throat tightens, your memory locks up, and you lose your natural rhythm. This is why we need to focus on our first big concept for today, being at ease.
At ease. I've heard that in movies, usually with soldiers. At ease, man. Does that mean I need to stand like a soldier?
Not quite. In conversation, if you are at ease, it means you are relaxed and comfortable. You aren't fighting the moment. You aren't worried about making a mistake. You are just there.
That sounds like a superpower. How do I get that? Is there a pill I can take?
I wish, but no, it's a mindset shift. You have to give yourself permission to be average. If you say the weather is good and your grammar is 90% correct instead of 100%, the world will not end. The other person just wants to know if you're friendly.
So the secret to being at ease is actually lowering my expectations for myself.
Precisely. If you try to be a 10 out of 10, you will be too nervous to speak. If you aim for a 6 out of 10, you'll actually end up sounding like an 8 because you're relaxed. When you are at ease, your brain can actually access the English you've worked so hard to learn.
That makes so much sense. It's like when you're trying to remember a song title. If you scream at your brain to remember it, it hides. But the moment you start washing the dishes and stop caring, the name pops into your head.
Exactly. And that's what we want for our listeners. We want to move away from that test feeling. This is not a test. This is just life. And the more you can put yourself at ease, the more you can put the other person at ease too.
Oh, put someone at ease. That's another one, right?
Yes, it's a great idiom. If you put someone at ease, you help them feel less nervous. Think about it. If you're in that elevator and the other person looks terrified and silent, and you give them a small, genuine smile and say something simple, you are helping them. You aren't the only one feeling awkward, Jake. Most people are.
I never thought about it that way. I'm so busy worrying about my own broken English that I forget the other person might be shy or tired or having a bad day. My small talk might actually be the best thing that happens to them in that elevator.
Now you're getting it. Small talk is an act of kindness. It's a way of saying, I'm a friend. And once you realize that, the pressure to be perfect just melts away. You don't need a perfect accent to be kind.
Right. So if I'm in the elevator, I don't need to explain the theory of relativity in English. I just need to be a warm human being.
Please don't explain relativity in an elevator. That might actually make it more awkward. Hello, did you know that time is relative? No, stay simple.
Okay, simple is good. Simple I can do. But I still struggle with that first second, that big bang of conversation. How do I actually start?
Well, that is what we are going to cover in the next part. We're going to talk about being approachable and how to strike up a conversation without needing a script.
I'm ready. I'm taking a deep breath, I'm putting myself at ease, and I'm ready for part two.
That's the spirit. Let's keep moving.
All right, we are back, and now we are getting into the how-to part. We know we need to be at ease, but how do we actually go from silence to a sentence?
This is the part where I usually start sweating. I feel like I need a golden key to unlock the conversation, like there's a secret password I haven't learned yet.
Haha, no secret passwords here, I promise. The first thing you need to think about isn't even what you say, it's how you look before you say it. We call this being approachable.
Approachable. I think I know that one. It means you don't look like you want to bite someone.
Exactly. If you are standing there with your arms crossed, staring at your phone, and wearing a face that says, I am very busy and slightly angry, nobody is going to talk to you. You aren't being approachable. You've basically built a wall around yourself.
Oh, wow, I do that all the time, especially the phone thing. I use my phone as a shield. If I'm looking at my phone, I don't have to worry about the awkwardness of the real world, right?
Right, but that shield also keeps out all the interesting people and the English practice. Being approachable means having open body language, a little smile, uncrossed arms, and looking up. It's like putting a welcome mat outside your house. It tells the world, I'm open to a moment of connection.
Okay, so step one, put the phone away and don't look angry. Got it. But once I put the welcome mat out, how do I actually strike up a conversation?
Strike up. That's one of our key phrases. To strike up a conversation just means to start one in a casual way. And the secret is start with what is already there.
What is already there? You mean like the floor? Hello, the floor is very gray today.
Maybe not the floor, but look around. What are you both experiencing? This is why people talk about the weather so much. It's the one thing we all have in common. If it's raining, you both know it's raining. If it's 40 degrees outside, you are both melting.
So the weather isn't just a boring topic, it's a shared experience.
Exactly. It's the easiest way to strike up a conversation because you aren't being weird or personal, you're just noticing the world. It's really coming down out there, isn't it? Or, I think this is the hottest day of the year so far.
I see. It's like throwing a very soft ball to the other person. They can catch it easily. But what if the weather is just normal, like it's just a Tuesday? No rain, no sun, just gray.
Then look at the situation. Let's say you're in a long line at a coffee shop. You're both waiting. That's your shared experience. You could say, "This line is moving slowly today," right? Or if you see someone with a very cute dog, you can say, "Your dog is beautiful. What's his name?"
Ah, the dog. That's the ultimate small talk cheat code. People love talking about their pets. I could talk about my cat for 3 hours. You'd have to force me to stop.
Exactly. If you see a dog with better hair than all of us, which happens a lot, mention it. It's approachable and friendly. You're using a hook from the environment to start the talk.
Okay, so I'm noticing things, the long line, the beautiful dog, the rain, but I worry that my opening line is too simple. Like, is it correct English to just say, hot today, huh?
It's more than correct, Jake. It's natural. Real English isn't always full sentences with perfect grammar. In small talk, simple is often better. If you try to say, "I am observing that the temperature has increased significantly this afternoon," you'll sound like a robot from a 1950s science fiction movie.
Greetings, human. The sun is very bright. Yeah, okay, I see your point. Simple sounds more human.
Much more. And remember, you're just trying to break the ice. The first sentence doesn't have to be a masterpiece. Its only job is to open the door. Once the door is open, then you can move into the actual conversation.
I think I get it, but there's still that little voice in my head. You know the one? It whispers, Jake, you're gonna sound silly. You're gonna make a mistake, and they'll think you're weird.
We all have that voice, even native speakers. But here's a secret. Most people are so worried about themselves that they aren't really analyzing you. They're not thinking about your past tense verbs. They're thinking, "Oh, thank goodness someone said something so I don't have to stand here in silence."
Oh, so I'm actually doing them a favor?
Absolutely. You are being the brave one. You are the one who strikes up the conversation and makes the space feel warmer. When you realize that you're helping the other person feel less awkward, it's much easier to be approachable.
That's a game changer. I'm not a student being tested. I'm a person being helpful. I like that. I like that a lot.
It changes everything, doesn't it? And there's a difference in tone, too. If you say, "It's busy today," while looking at the floor, it sounds like a complaint. But if you say it with a smile and a little laugh, it feels like an invitation.
Right, tone is everything. I should sound like I'm enjoying the moment, even if the moment is just waiting for a bus.
Exactly. And once you strike up that conversation, the next challenge is keeping it going. You don't want it to be a one-hit wonder where you say one thing and then it dies.
Yeah, that's the worst. You say, nice dog. They say, thanks. And then silence. The dangerous silence comes back even stronger.
Yes, the silence is waiting for its revenge. But don't worry, we have a plan for that. To keep a conversation alive, you have to be engaging.
Engaging. Okay, that sounds fancy. Does that mean I need to tell jokes or do magic tricks?
No magic tricks. Unless you're a professional magician, maybe keep the cards in your pocket. Being engaging in small talk just means being interesting to talk to because you are interested in the other person.
Ah, the interested versus interesting rule. I've heard this before. If I'm interested in you, you'll think I'm interesting.
Spot on. And the best way to show you are interested is through what we call follow-up questions. But we should probably save the deep dive into follow-ups for part 3, don't you think?
Oh, come on, don't leave me hanging. I finally feel approachable. I'm ready to strike up a conversation with everyone in the room right now.
I love the energy, but let's take a tiny breath. In part 3, I'm going to show you how to use open questions to make sure the conversation doesn't fall to the floor and break.
Fine, fine, I'll wait, but I'm keeping my welcome mat out.
Good. Stay with us, everyone. We're just getting started.
And we are back. So, Jake, you've struck up the conversation. You mentioned the dog, the weather, or the long line. The other person smiled back and said something. Now comes the part that scares everyone. How do you keep the ball in the air?
Right, this is the ping pong moment. I've hit the ball over the net, they hit it back, and now I'm standing there like, oh no, I have to hit it again? My brain usually starts looking for an exit sign at this point.
Don't run away yet. The secret to keeping a conversation alive is actually very simple. You have to be engaging. And the best way to be engaging is to be a bit of a detective. You need to use follow-up questions.
Follow-up questions. That sounds like an interview. Am I trying to get them to confess to a crime? Where were you on the night of the 14th?
Oh, wow, no, please don't do that. That is definitely not the vibe we want for small talk. When we say follow up on something, we just mean asking more about what the other person just said. It shows you were actually listening and didn't just spend the last 10 seconds thinking about your own next sentence.
Okay. So if they say, I went to a great new cafe this weekend, I shouldn't just say cool and then talk about my breakfast?
Exactly. Cool is a conversation killer. It's like catching the ball and then putting it in your pocket. Game over. Instead, follow up on the cafe. You could ask, oh, really? Where was it? Or what was the coffee like? Or even, did they have any of those giant croissants everyone is talking about lately?
Giant croissants? Now you're talking my language. But I see what you mean. I'm taking their topic and giving them a reason to say more. It's like adding wood to a small fire.
That's a perfect metaphor. You're keeping the fire burning. And to do this well, you need to use open questions. These are the W questions: what, where, why, who, and especially how.
Why are they called open?
Because they open the door for a long answer. A closed question is something like, did you like the cafe? The person can just say, yes, and then silence. The conversation falls to the floor and breaks. But an open question like, what did you like most about that cafe, forces them to give you more details.
Ah, so yes or no answers are the enemy. I want them to tell me a story, even if it's a tiny story about a croissant.
Exactly. And this is where being observant comes in. Being observant means you are good at noticing the small things, not just the words they say, but the way they say them. Did they look excited when they mentioned the cafe? Or did they look tired?
Oh, so if they look tired, I could say, it sounds like you had a busy weekend. How are you feeling today?
Yes, that is being very observant. People love it when you notice how they feel. It makes the conversation feel much more genuine.
Genuine. That's a good word. It means real, right? Like, I'm not just asking because I'm practicing English, I'm asking because I actually care.
Precisely. If a question isn't genuine, people can feel it. It feels like you're reading from a textbook. Hello, question number 4. How is your mother? That feels like homework. But if you are genuinely curious about that cafe or that dog, the conversation starts to breathe. It feels natural.
I think I struggle with the speed of it, though, Anna. In my head, I'm translating. They say cafe, and my brain goes cafe. Okay, past tense. Did they go or are they going? Okay, they went. Now I need a question. What coffee like? What coffee like? By the time I say it, they've already walked 3 blocks away.
I hear you, Jake. And that is so common. But here's the trick. You can use filler phrases to give your brain a few extra seconds. You can say, oh, wow, that sounds interesting. Or, let me think. Or even just, oh, really?
Wait, those little noises actually help?
They help a lot. They tell the other person, I'm listening and I'm going to say something soon. Just give me a second. It keeps the connection alive while your brain does the hard work of translating. It makes you sound more articulate, even if you're just saying,
Articulate. That's a fancy one. It means speaking clearly and well, right?
Yes, but being articulate in small talk isn't about using the biggest words in the dictionary. It's about being clear and staying in the rhythm of the conversation. Sometimes the most articulate thing you can do is ask a great follow-up question.
Okay, let me try one. Let's say you tell me you went for a run this morning.
Okay, Jake, I actually went for a really long run in the park this morning.
Oh, wow, that sounds tiring. Let me think. How did you find the energy for that so early in the day?
That was perfect. You used a filler, you were observant because you noticed it was early, and you asked an open how question. 10 out of 10, Jake.
Ha, yes, I'm a conversation champion. But wait, what if I ask an open question and they still give me a short answer? Like if I ask, how was the run, and you just say, fine. What then? Do I give up?
No, you don't give up. Sometimes people are just shy, or they're also feeling awkward. This is when you can share a little bit about yourself. Conversation is a two-way street. If they're not giving you much, you can give them something.
Like, oh, I tried running once, but I tripped over my own feet after 5 minutes.
Yes, that's perfect because it's funny and it makes you seem approachable. It takes the pressure off them. They might laugh and say, "Oh, I do that too." And suddenly you've hit it off.
Hit it off. I love that idiom. It sounds like a spark.
It is. When two people hit it off, they connect quickly and easily. And often that spark happens because one person was brave enough to be a little bit funny or a little bit real.
So the goal of the follow-up isn't just to get information, it's to find that spark where you both realize you have something in common.
Exactly. Small talk is the search for a big connection. You start with the weather, you move to the cafe, you follow up on the coffee, and suddenly you realize you both love the same obscure 90s rock band. Boom, you've hit it off.
I love that. It makes the dangerous silence feel much less scary. It's just a puzzle you're trying to solve.
It really is. But we have to talk about the reality of life too. Sometimes, no matter how observant or genuine you are, the conversation gets weird.
Oh no, the weird phase. Like when you ask about their dog and they say, I don't have a dog. This is a stuffed animal I carry for protection.
Okay, that would be very weird, but even in normal life, things get awkward. And in the next part, we're going to talk about how to handle those moments without panicking and what to do when you simply don't understand a word they said.
Oh, the I don't understand panic. That's my specialty. I usually just nod and smile like a crazy person.
No more nodding like a crazy person, Jake. We're going to fix that in part 4.
I'm ready. Let's go.
We are back for part 4, and now we have to talk about the elephant in the room, the awkwardness.
Oh, the awkwardness, my old friend. We meet again. Honestly, Anna, this is the part where most people just give up. They have one weird moment and they think, well, that's it. I'm moving to a deserted island where I only have to talk to coconuts.
Coconuts are very good listeners, but they aren't great for your English practice. Look, here's the truth. Even native speakers have awkward moments. Sometimes you make a joke and nobody laughs. Sometimes you ask a question and the other person gives you a look like you just asked them to lend you $1 million.
Exactly. And when that happens, my brain goes into emergency mode. I start thinking, was my grammar wrong? Did I use the wrong word? Is there a piece of spinach in my teeth?
It's rarely the spinach, Jake. Usually it's just a mismatch of energy. And the most important thing to remember is this: do not panic. A weird moment is just a moment. It is not the end of the world. In fact, most people just need a little time to warm up to you.
Warm up to me. That sounds like they're putting me in an oven.
Not quite. If you warm up to someone, it means you slowly become more comfortable and friendly with them. Some people are like microwave ovens. They get warm in 30 seconds. But some people are like big traditional ovens. They need 10 minutes of preheating before they're ready to really talk.
I like that. So if the first minute is awkward, it doesn't mean I'm failing. It just means the oven is still preheating. I just need to stay in the room.
Precisely. Stay light, stay friendly, and keep moving. If a topic feels stuck, just let it go. You don't need to rescue every silence. Sometimes a 3-second silence is just a silence. Breathe through it and then try a new hook.
Okay, stay light, keep breathing, don't move to the coconut island. I can do that. But what about the other big fear, the vocabulary wall?
Ah, yes, the moment someone says a word and you have absolutely no idea what it means.
Yes, that moment is terrifying. It's like you're playing a game and suddenly the rules change to a language you've never heard. My instinct, and I think a lot of people do this, is to just nod and smile. I call it the smile of secret confusion.
The smile of secret confusion. I've seen that face many times. You're nodding your head, yes, yes, I understand, but your eyes are screaming, help me, I am lost.
That's me. I'm a professional nodder. But then the other person asks me a question based on that word I didn't know, and suddenly I'm trapped.
And that is why the nod and smile strategy is actually the most dangerous one. You have to be brave enough to ask. And here is the secret. Asking for clarification actually makes you sound more articulate.
Wait. How does saying I don't know make me sound like I speak well? That feels backwards.
It feels backwards, but it's true. An articulate person is someone who can keep the communication clear. If you pretend to understand and then give a strange answer, the conversation breaks. But if you stop and say, wait, sorry, what do you mean by that word? Or, I'm not familiar with that expression, could you explain it? You are showing that you are a serious and engaged listener.
So I'm prioritizing the connection over my ego.
Exactly. And most people love explaining things. It makes them feel like an expert. If you ask someone, oh, what does that mean? You're giving them a chance to help you. It actually makes them warm up to you even faster because you're being genuine.
Okay, so instead of being a perfect robot who knows every word, I should be a brave human who asks questions.
Yes, a slightly awkward human is always better than a perfect robot. Robots are boring, Jake. Humans are interesting. And being articulate doesn't mean you have a dictionary in your brain. It means you have the tools to keep the conversation moving.
You know, I've noticed that when I do ask, sorry, what does that mean? The other person usually simplifies their English for me. It's like I'm giving them a signal to help me.
Yes, it's a very important signal. It helps both of you find a level where you can both be at ease. And honestly, half the time, native speakers use idioms or slang that even other native speakers don't know. I ask people, what do you mean by that, all the time?
Oh, wow, really? You do that too?
All the time, especially with tech slang or regional expressions. If I can do it, you can definitely do it. It's not a sign of bad English, it's a sign of good communication.
That makes me feel so much better. I'm going to retire my smile of secret confusion starting today. It's going into a museum.
Good. We shall put it right next to the decorative plant statue. But there's one more part to the awkward puzzle. We've talked about starting, we've talked about the middle, but what about the end?
Oh, the ending. That's where I usually fail. I don't know how to say goodbye, so I just wait until it's so awkward that I eventually just walk away while they're still talking.
No, oh Jake, no. Please don't just vanish into thin air like a ghost.
I'm kidding. Mostly. But it is hard. How do you say, I'm done talking without sounding like you hate the person?
It is a skill, and that is exactly what we are going to cover in our final part. How to leave with a smile, how to make sure you leave a great impression, and then we'll wrap everything up with our word tour and some homework for everyone listening.
Homework? Do I have to write an essay?
No essays, I promise. It's a real-world challenge. But first, let's master the clean exit.
I'm ready. Let's finish this strong.
And here we are, the final stretch, part 5. We have started the conversation, we've kept it alive, we've handled the weirdness, and now comes the most important social skill of all, the exit.
The exit, finally. The moment where I can run away and hide under my bed.
Not exactly. You want to leave, but you want to leave with grace. You see, some people are so afraid of being rude that they stay in a conversation far too long. They just keep talking and talking because they don't know how to stop the train.
Oh, I know that feeling. It's that long goodbye face. You're smiling, they're smiling, but both of you are secretly looking at your watches and thinking about what you're going to have for dinner. It's like being trapped in a polite prison.
Exactly. And the problem with that parking lot trap is that it ruins the good feeling of the talk. If you talk for 10 minutes and it's great, but then you spend 5 minutes trying to leave, you only remember the awkward ending. You want to leave while the energy is still high.
Okay, so how do I pull the emergency brake without being a jerk?
It's all about polite exit phrases. You need a transition sentence, something that acknowledges the conversation was good but signals that it's over. For example, well, it was lovely talking to you, but I should get going.
I should get going. That sounds very natural. It's not, I'm leaving because you're boring. It's just, life is calling me.
Precisely. Or another classic one, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but it was really nice chatting with you. This is a secret weapon because it makes it sound like you are being polite to them. You're saying their time is valuable.
Oh, that's clever. I'm basically saying you are so important that I should let you go back to your very important life. They feel good, I get to leave. Everybody wins.
You're a natural, Jake. And if the conversation went really, really well, if you really hit it off, you can add a future element. You can say, "It was great meeting you. Hopefully, I'll see you around here again."
Hit it off. There's that spark again. If I hit it off with someone at the dog park, I could say, it was great chatting about our dogs. Maybe we'll see you here next weekend.
Perfect. That is a 5-star exit. It's warm, it's clear, and it leaves the door open for the next time. No awkwardness, no parking lot traps, just a clean, friendly finish.
You know, Anna, after talking through all of this, small talk doesn't feel like a monster anymore. It just feels like a game with a few simple rules.
I am so happy to hear that, because that's the truth. It's not magic, it's just a skill. And like any skill, the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be present.
And brave. Don't forget brave, because it does take a little bit of courage to say that first hello to a stranger.
Absolutely. But that courage pays off. A simple conversation can change your whole day. It can make a cold city feel like a community. It can make you feel like you belong. And for our listeners, it is the absolute best way to practice English because it is real, it is fast, and it is human.
I'm feeling very inspired right now. I might even go talk to the person at the grocery store today without looking at my phone once.
That's the spirit. But before you go, we need to do our official word tour. We've used some powerful words today, and I want to make sure they stick. Are you ready?
I am born ready. Let's do this.
All right. First up, at ease. If you feel at ease, you feel relaxed and comfortable. For example, she felt more at ease after the other person smiled and said hello.
At ease, like a relaxed soldier. At ease.
Perfect. Next is the idiom, put someone at ease. This is when you help the other person feel comfortable. His friendly tone put me at ease right away.
Put someone at ease. I want to be the person who does that. Put someone at ease.
Third is approachable. This means you look easy to talk to and friendly. A calm smile makes you seem more approachable.
Approachable. No phones, no angry face. Approachable.
Next is strike up a conversation. This means to start talking in a natural way. He struck up a conversation with the person standing next to him in line.
Strike up a conversation. Like striking a match to start a fire. Strike up a conversation.
Number 5 is engaging. This means interesting and enjoyable to talk to. An engaging speaker listens carefully and responds warmly.
Engaging. Not a robot, but engaging.
Next is our phrasal verb, follow up on. This is when you ask more about something they mentioned.
He said he liked jazz, so I followed up on that and asked for his favorite artist.
Follow up on. Don't let the ball drop. Follow up on.
Number 7 is observant. This means noticing the small details. Observant people often ask better questions.
Observant. I'm watching and listening. Observant.
Number 8 is genuine. This means real, honest, and sincere. People respond well to genuine curiosity.
Genuine. From the heart. Genuine.
Number 9 is our phrasal verb, warm up to. This is when you slowly become comfortable with someone. She was shy at first, but she warmed up to me after a few minutes.
Warm up to. Like a big traditional oven. Warm up to.
Number 10 is articulate. This means expressing yourself clearly, even if you're asking for help. You don't need perfect English to sound articulate, you just need to be clear.
Articulate. Clear communication over perfect grammar. Articulate.
And the last one is hit it off. When two people connect quickly and easily. We hit it off right away and talked for 20 minutes.
Hit it off. The spark. Hit it off. Wow, that is a great list of words.
It really is. And now, Jake, it's time for the homework and practice section for all our friends listening at home.
Oh boy, here we go. What's the mission, Captain?
Your mission is simple but powerful. This week, I want you to strike up just one, tiny conversation in English. It doesn't have to be long. It can be 3 sentences.
Just 3? I can do 3.
Exactly. 1, a simple opener about the weather or the situation. 2, an observant follow-up question. 3, a polite exit. That's it. You don't have to hit it off and become best friends. You just have to practice being approachable.
I love that. It's like a small English experiment.
Precisely. And if it feels awkward, remember what we said. Don't move to the coconut island. Just breathe, smile, and try again another day.
No coconuts, I promise. This was so helpful, Anna. I feel like I have a toolkit now instead of just a bunch of fear.
That is what the English Leap podcast is all about. We are building that bridge together, one small conversation at a time.
Well, it was lovely talking to you, Anna, but I think I should get going. I have some approachable practicing to do.
Look at you using the exit strategy. I love it. Well, thank you everyone for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this episode with someone who might be feeling like a decorative plant today.
Let's help those plants grow into humans. Take care of your English and take care of your heart.
This is Anna, and this is Jake, and you've been listening to the English Leap podcast.
Bye, everyone. See you in the next one.